Today I stand before you not just as representative of Tingog Party List, but as a voice of a region now crippled, a community now suffering, and a people now calling for action. The closure of the San Juanico Bridge is not merely a regional inconvenience. It is a national failure that exposes the fragility of our infrastructure system and the negligence of those entrusted with safeguarding them. And it could have been prevented. On May 8, the Department of Public Works and Highways issued a public advisory effectively banning trucks and buses exceeding 3 metric tons from crossing the San Juanico Bridge. This decision was based on a structural integrity assessment that, while necessary, came far too late. Let's call this, for what it is, a breakdown in preparedness. The San Juanico Bridge is more than just a structure of concrete and steel. It is more than an engineering marvel, nor it is just a scenic route tourists love to photograph. It is the beating heart of Eastern Visayas. It connects Leyte and Samar, two island economies, entirely reliant on this singular link. It is a vital artery of the Pan-Philippine Highway, our country's backbone for land-based movement of goods, services, and people. Every day, thousands of vehicles, including around 1,400 heavy trucks, traverse this bridge, each one carrying life, livelihood, and hope. And when you cut that link, without warning or preparation, everything else breaks down. Overnight, we saw the movement of goods grind to a halt and supply chains disrupted. Truckloads of farm produce from Samar and Mindanao could no longer make it to Tacloban or to the major markets in Luzon. Construction materials were stranded. Hardware supplies delayed. Even medicines couldn't be delivered on time. This is more than a mere logistical nightmare. It is a crisis of foresight, of preparedness, of leadership. And who feels it the most? It's the ordinary Filipino who bears the brunt of this failure. It's the small farmer whose perishable crops are rotting on the side of the road because they don't have access to adequate storage facilities. It's the sari-sari store owner who suddenly has to raise prices because transport costs doubled. It's the patient waiting for medicine struck on a truck. It's the mother worried sick that milk and diapers might not arrive on time. What is worse, Mr. Speaker, is that this could have been avoided. The San Juanico Bridge did not age overnight. Its structural problems were not a surprise. Yet DPWH waited for the results of a consultant study before taking any real action, and by then it was too late. There were no contingency measures in place, no alternative routes ready, no emergency logistics plan. This is negligence, plain and simple, and it is unacceptable. We all know that the San Juanico Bridge is over 50 years old. It's no surprise to anyone. We all know that time, weather, and overloading have taken their toll on the structure. But what did DPWH do to prepare? They waited. They didn't plan. They didn't coordinate ahead with local governments or the private sector. They failed to engage the region before dropping a decision that would paralyze its economy. When the advisory came, it came like a lightning bolt. Businesses were caught off guard. Local government units were left scrambling. National agencies had no ready roadmap for rerouting, for regulating traffic, for handling freight, or even for keeping stranded travelers safe. Mr. Speaker, let me be clear. The people of Eastern Visayas are not angry because the bridge is being repaired. We welcome this rehabilitation. What we cannot accept is the insensitivity, the utter disregard of those entrusted to plan this repair.
Hearing the privileged speech of Congressman Jude Isidre, you know, I was once a part of the RDC 8 when I was mayor of Ormoc City. And on a yearly basis, all the problems na kinakailangan natin na ponduhan kung mayroong problema, ito ay laging tinitake up sa RDC. So yung mga regional offices, kung anong kailangan nila, inire-report po yun. I just feel bad that parang pinagbibintangan natin dito ngayon na meron neglect on DPWH. Because in the last RDC, Mr. Speaker, it was brought up that every year, DPWH will report kung ano yung kailangan ayusin sa atin. And also, andun lagi ang San Juanico Bridge. It is in the RDC report, if we will take a look at it, Mr. Speaker. So in this investigation that you want to happen, I don't know kung matutuloy pa to this coming week or pagpasok na natin ng 20th Congress, they will tell you na every year, never sila nagka-remiss sa pag-report, sa pagsabi na ang San Juanico Bridge, kinakailangan ng i-retrofit, kailangan ng repair, kailangan ng annual maintenance. Siguro, maganda rin, Mr. Speaker, tignan natin sarili natin dito sa Kongreso. Bakit hindi natin napondohan yung nire-request nila? Why I'm speaking here today is because yung problema ng San Juanico, that is 110 kilometers away from Ormoc City, nararamdaman din namin yan. Ngayon lang kami nagkakaroon ng pila ng truck sa loob ng Ormoc City. And when they stay in Ormoc City, we don't have ready restrooms for them. Saan sila nagdudumi? Sa tabi-tabi. It is also affecting the health and cleanliness of our city in Ormoc. So in this coming investigation, Congressman Isidre, please take note that the RDC report, every year, merong nire-report na merong pangangailangan ang DPWH with regards to maintenance, repair, and annual check-up of the San Juanico Bridge.
Honorable Gomez, is that a manifestation or a...
It is a manifestation, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Isidre.
Mr. Speaker, I just would like to qualify the position of this representation. We have no arguments, and we agree that for the longest time we have been asking funding, even not only for the repair of the San Juanico Bridge, but including the construction of a second San Juanico Bridge, considering that we have already seen the wear and tear and the life of the structure itself. However, the position of this representation with regards to the privilege speech is about having to impose the restriction, the load restriction, the San Juanico Bridge without prior preparation and without prior notice to the concerned stakeholders. For the record, as I mentioned in my privilege speech, we are not against the rehabilitation. In fact, we welcome it. In fact, for the longest time, we've been asking for it. But the problem with the current situation is that the announcement was made on the same day the restriction took effect. And in that case, as the honorable colleague from Ormoc has mentioned, Congressman Gomez has mentioned, not everyone is ready to address the consequences with the changes in terms of alternative maritime routes, in terms of the adjustment in the traffic, and even, as mentioned earlier, even the sanitation and the other services needed for the truckers. I think it's important to qualify that our concern stems from this. Because as mentioned earlier by the Honorable Garin, this is a matter that did not happen overnight. This is something that could have been avoided. Preparations could have been made earlier. The moment DPWH felt that they needed to take in a consultant to make an structural integrity assessment of the bridge, should have started the need to draw contingency plans. It should have already beckoned DPWH to consider the worst scenario so that in case a situation would have been recommended that would warrant the restrictions on the bridge, then there would be a minimal disruption to the movements of goods and peoples as well as services from the islands of Leyte to Samar. We are one with the Honorable Gomez in saying that this has been a long concern of the region, having been part also of the Advisory Council of the Regional Development Council of the region. We've worked also closely in recommending funding for the second San Juanico Bridge. There is no question about that. Our concern for this matter is that this situation where we find ourselves in, wherein there was little or there was not inadequate preparation given prior to the closure or the imposition of load restrictions on the San Juanico Bridge, could have been done better. And it's important that we put this in mind because it could happen somewhere else under similar, even worse circumstances. So it's important that before such decisions of such magnitude are taken, there could have been proper coordination with the different stakeholders.
Mr. Speaker, as part of last part of my manifestation, I would like to add, Mr. Speaker, kung pwede, kung matutuloy ang investigation natin, we will have to ask the committee secretary to please prepare all the requests of DPWH with regards to San Juanico at the start of 19th Congress. Because as reported, every year, every budget year, nire-request nila yon. Baka kung sakaling hindi na ibigay yun, baka tayo yung nag-remiss. Baka nakalimutan lang natin. Baka hindi natin nakita na talagang kailangan palang ponduhan ang pagpapaayos ng San Juanico Bridge, Mr. Speaker. So, in part of his resolution, we ask that all records of requests coming from DPWH, ilabas po natin. Thank you.
So ito na nga mga kababayan, no, nagsagawa po ng privilege speech itong si Tingog Party List Congressman Jude Asidre, mga kababayan. No? Hinggil po dito sa nangyaring pagsarado nila or paglimita dito ngayon sa mga sasakyang dumaraan sa San Juanico Bridge, mga kababayan. At isinisi ni Congressman Jude Asidre or sinisi niya ang DPWH, mga kababayan, no, dito sa pagsarado o paglimita ng mga sasakyan na dumaraan ngayon sa San Juanico Bridge. At wala daw po itong contingency measures, mga kababayan, na inilatag, no? Walang alternative na ruta na inihanda, walang emergency logistic plan, at dagdag pa ito ay simpleng kapabayaan, mga kababayan, ng DPWH, at ito daw po ay hindi katanggap-tanggap, mga kababayan. At samantalang tila sinupla naman ni Congressman Richard Gomez itong privilege speech ni Congressman Asidre, mga kababayan. Ang kanyang sinisi ay ang DPWH, mga kababayan, tungkol sa problema ngayon sa San Juanico Bridge. Sinabi ni Congressman Richard Gomez na every year pala, mga kababayan, ay meron silang report, no, na isinasubmit ang DPWH sa Regional Development Council Region 8, na kung saan dating mayor po siya sa Ormoc City, at meron po silang yearly na meeting pala, mga kababayan, kasama ang DPWH, at nire-report sa kanila kung ano po yung mga kailangan, no, nire-repair o kung ano pa man maintenance. Ay humihingi ito ng pondo, mga kababayan, para sa mga proyektong ito na kinakailangang ayusin, or baka daw po ay hindi lang naibigay ng Congress ang budget para dito, mga kababayan. Kaya sabi ni Congressman Richard Gomez na mas maganda din daw tingnan ang mga sarili nila doon sa Kongreso. Baka daw or bakit daw hindi nila napunduhan, or baka hindi nila napunduhan yung mga nire-request ng DPWH. At nagsalita rin itong si Congressman Gomez tungkol dito sa problema ngayon, no, sa San Juanico Bridge, dahil inamin niya na apektado na ngayon ang Ormoc City, mga kababayan. Although 110 kilometers away pa ito from Tacloban City, ang problema ngayon doon sa Ormoc ay ang haba na doon ng pila, mga kababayan, ng mga tracking doon sa Ormoc. At problema nila ngayon itong mga CR, mga kababayan, at kung saan-saan na lang daw dumudumi at umiihi itong mga biyaheros na nandun ngayon nakapila sa Ormoc City. At sinabihan ni Congressman Richard Gomez, mga kababayan, itong si Congressman Jude Asidre ng Tingog Party List, na ang RDC o Regional Development Council report ay every year na nire-report sa kanila, no, doon sa lokal, doon sa Region 8, every year na nire-report sa kanila ng DPWH, no, kung ano pong mga pangangailangan nila with regards to maintenance, repair, and annual check-up, no, kasama na dito itong San Juanico Bridge nga. At nire-request din ni Congressman Richard Gomez sa committee secretary na kunin lahat ng request ng DPWH since from the start of the 19th Congress with regards dito sa San Juanico Bridge, mga kababayan. Kung sakaling magkakaroon po ng hearing, no, dito sa Kongreso itong nangyari ngayong problema sa San Juanico Bridge, mga kababayan. At nauna na pong nagdeklara ng state of emergency, no? Itong Tacloban City Government sa pangunguna ng kanilang mayor na si Mayor Alfred Romualdez, na nasabi nga po niya na hindi nga daw sila binigyan ng sapat na panahon para makapaghanda, no? Basta-basta na lang daw binigyan sila ng notice at ora-orada ay isinarado na, mga kababayan, or nilimitahan na itong San Juanico Bridge doon sa mga sasakyang nagditimbang ng 3 tons pataas ay hindi na po pwedeng dumaan doon, mga kababayan. At ano pong opinion nyo dito, mga kababayan, no, dito sa privilege speech ni Congressman Jude Asidre tungkol dito sa issue ngayon sa San Juanico Bridge, at sinagot nga po siya dito ni Congressman Richard Gomez din, mga kababayan. Ano pong opinion nyo? Please comment down below. Maraming salamat. God bless po sa ating lahat.